So 15 years ago in 2009, LEGO released under the castle theme the Medieval Market Village. I myself picked up this set back then. It was one of my favorite, if not all-time favorite castle sets. Yes, I know there's been a lot of good castles, but something about that set was just so magical. I don't know if it was the aesthetic of the buildings, maybe the minifigures. It was just the perfect combination of everything. And now, fast forward 15 years later, we have this. The Medieval Town Square. So coming in at $230, this 3,304 piece set is going to go on sale March 1st of 2024 to be the second set in LEGO's new uprising of more classic castle type of sets. It all started with Lion Knight's Castle a few years ago, and this is the set that truly complements it. It's the village to the castle. It's the civilians versus the soldiers. You know, this is just sweet. I love it. And this isn't the first time I've seen it. In fact, I got a chance to preview the set all the way back in September of 2023. I got hands-on with it, talked with the designer. Boy, did he pour his heart and soul in this thing. I can't wait to show you guys and review it. There's literally a ton to talk about, and I can't wait to get to all that. I do want to apologize for this little dent here. This isn't obviously, hopefully, what your box will look like. Mine, unfortunately, got a little damaged in the shipping. But if we take a look at the top of the box here, you'll see that one specific animal figure is included in this set. And this is the first LEGO set to truly bring back the goat, and it's in a dark gray color here on the top of the box. Now obviously the goat recently popped up in the LEGO minifigure line, but I believe this is a brand new color specific to this set. And again, this is the first LEGO set, minifigures aside, to bring back the goat, which is pretty awesome. So is this set the goat, you know, greatest of all time? Is that it? I feel like that's a little cringy, but anyhow, is it? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe it is. I don't know. That price per piece ratio, man, is pretty great. If we take a look at the back of the box and preview all the details in this thing, I mean, it is starting to look like the goat, right? Huh? No? Maybe? No? Okay. Moving on. So while this set comes out March 1st, 2024, you can find a link down in the description to lego.com. It's affiliated. It helps out the channel if you choose to purchase it. Definitely consider using that down below. I do want to thank LEGO for sending this set over for a review. Without further ado, let's go into all the different details, see what this set looks like compared against the Lion Knight's Castle, as well as that Bricklink Designer Program Mountain Fortress that I know a lot of you pre-ordered. It sold out within 3 hours. That was crazy. And we're going to see what this Medieval Town Square looks like in comparison to those two sets. So make sure you stick around for that. And let's get into the in-depth.
Buckle up, guys, because we got a lot to cover in this set. Starting off, we have some stickers here, about 15 of them, unfortunately. Not the worst, not the best. We have 2 instruction booklets, so if you want to build some of this set with a partner, then that's definitely possible. And then lastly, we have 25 bags of bricks, so about a 4 to 5 hour build time. Maybe longer. Moving on to the actual set, the town square, I have to say it is very impressive. The color scheme definitely stands out as a big positive. I love all of the different aesthetics on each building. They all have their own unique characteristics, which is nice to see in a LEGO castle set. Like, it breaks up all that gray that you would see on just a normal castle structure, say like Lion Knight's Castle. Moving on to the minifigures, you get 8 of them in this set. So going from left to right, first up we have a craftswoman or a woodworker. Following that we have what is either a waitress or maybe a bartender. Then we have an artist, followed by a shady crook with a little wolf on his chest. Then we have the shearsman or the goat herder. I don't know what to call him. Basically the guy who takes care of the goat. Then we have a Lion Knight soldier, what I'm calling the cheese girl. And then lastly, the tax collector with his little tax book to keep track of everyone. Now our man with the shears obviously wouldn't be complete unless there was a goat in this set. And yes, this is the first LEGO set to bring back the iconic goat animal after many, many years. It is back and in dark gray, which is actually very nice looking. Starting off with our first structure, which actually is 3-in-1. So basically you can split this up in 3 different ways, which is kind of cool. Apparently that's a first for this type of building, and it works pretty well. It looks very nice around all the sides, and we're going to go through all the different details. Starting which on the left side, we have this little garden with a little bee keep, as well as some pumpkins being grown, as well as some carrots. On the back side here, you'll see where those bees are going on these little flowers here. Nice little detail. It's pretty cute. Next to that, we have the exterior of the woodworking shop with some tools that I've placed here so the craftswoman can work outside if she so chooses. And then next to that, we have where the shearsman is working on his goat. Maybe he's spicing him up, who knows, but the goat is taking a drink as well as a little friendly squirrel. Now both the backyard as well as the side yard is fully fenced in with a opening gate at the front end, which is a nice little detail. Up towards the front, we have 3 separate doors, all of which open up and all of which are unique and different, which I like, little details. Then we have a little cheese sign as well as a woodworking shop sign. Making our way inside, there is 2 removable roofs that are fairly easy to take on and off, as well as the fact that the whole building splits into 3. First of which, we have the cheese shop here where the goat hangs out. That makes a lot of sense, so maybe some goat cheese. And then we have this little back door that leads into the kitchen, in which you'll find a little kitty cat with some warm milk. On the table here, you'll find lots of different cheese, as well as some different pots with some brewing of what I assume to be goat milk. I absolutely love all the attention to detail. So much cheese, little knives, little cups everywhere. This is a fun place to be. Really well designed. Moving on to the middle structure, you'll see that the second floor is removable. This is supposed to be the woodworker's shop, and as you can see, there is some functionalities here. First up, there's a little lock that releases in order for you to turn this crank to hoist up a wheel to the second floor. It actually works pretty well, and I'm actually really surprised by how fun it is. There's even a little red bird chilling up towards the top end. There's also a way to get up to the second floor. Lego's thought about this, and so there's a little drop-down ladder. Down below, you'll find the full craftswoman workshop where she works on different tools. You can see that there's even a little bench as well as a chair. In fact, on the bench, there's some plans for the chair, which I find to be really funny. So you can have a lot of fun with this. There is some jumper plates in the room, so if you want to reorganize different items, maybe switch the chair around or the bench around, you can do that. The last building is what I'm calling the textile room. So here you have a removable textile maker, and as you can see, there is a wonderful graphic design here. Unfortunately, this is a sticker, but it's a big Easter egg to the original Yellow Castle. The textile room also features various different yarns, so we have some different colors here. Again, lots of great detail. We have some more jumper plates on the floor, as well as a little kitchen. Next, we have the tree that sits in the middle of the town square. This is probably my least favorite thing about this set. Honestly, this tree is pretty simplistic. There's nothing interesting really going on here. It does the job, but it's nothing crazy. Where it gets a little more interesting are the sticker details on the side of the tree, in which one is a goat that says it's for sale, showing the price being marked down. Is that Lego saying that the price of the goat has gone down because they brought it back? That's the first acknowledgement I've ever seen of such a thing. On the other side, we have what is probably acknowledgement to the Dragon Knights, one of the classic Lego sets. And then again, this tree's just so plain looking. It has great little Easter eggs on it, but hey, at least there's a little pond and at least there's a little lime green frog. If it's not already obvious, there is a ton of accessories included in this set. So we have a little area to cut a log, we have a little cheese stand, as well as a carriage that again, you can fix those wheels on if you want to. Moving on to the next structure, this one is fully collapsible, so you can open it all the way up or close it all the way if you want to. On the top of this building, we have some stickers being utilized as shutters. As we make our way down, you'll see the nice design techniques. I love the color combination of olive green and dark tan. Love that helmet with the axes. Those all look very nice. You have opening windows, you have some great overall snot techniques being utilized here, and I love the straw roof utilizing that specific kind of rock piece is what I consider it to be. There's also some dark green window sills, which I know are a little bit more rare. We have a little bag here at the bottom side, and this is a little preview at the interior of these two buildings. But before we get to that, let's take a look at the other side of this exterior with this red and kind of tan straw roof on this one building. We have a little tree here, which has a little bird inside of its nest, and the nest is actually a beard from a minifigure, which I absolutely love. The opposite side kind of blends in a little bit of a castle watchtower, which I think is Really cool, and this design aesthetic matches perfectly with the Lion Knight's castle that we'll see here in just a few minutes. Moving on to the interior of these two buildings, first of which on the bottom floor we have the artist studio. This is where she is painting different shields. In this case, it's for the Lion Knights, which I really like. She even has her little art easel there, and she has a little paintbrush, and you can switch that out to either be blue or green. I don't really understand the green though, because she's not really painting any green for Lion Knights, so that's a little interesting. And then we have some little Easter eggs like on the painting for the wall. We have a little area for her to wash off her brushes. Following that, the next room is what I'm calling the dining area. There's a big barrel of beer, at least that's what I assume. And then the reverse, we have a little table here with a chessboard as well as a musical instrument. Making our way upstairs is what I consider to be the chef's kitchen. However, there is no chef or cook minifigure included in this set, which is a pretty big downside in my opinion when you have a room filled with all of this different food like crab and turkey, some fish in the back. So a little unfortunate there with the minifigure lacking. Next, we have a little bedroom here with some yellow sheets, and we even have a little opening door that might be a little bit tight for a minifigure to squeeze through. Next to that, we have a little ladder to go up to the watchtower. I assume this whole area is supposed to be for the Lion Knight soldier to sleep in, so this is his quarters basically. Following that, the third floor is a specific bedroom for the tax collector. Now, why do I say it's specifically for him? Well, there's actually a secret compartment for the tax collector to store his coins that he's been, charging all those hardworking villagers. There's some letters in here as well as a nice small little twin-size bed, I assume. And then he also seems to be a fan of cheese. Good man. Good man. So as you can clearly see, there is so many details, so many Easter eggs in the medieval town square. There's really little to complain about. I love the fact that we're getting the goat back, but it's not perfect. If you haven't already noticed, the minifigures don't really occupy all of the spaces that are available in the set. I really think we should have gotten at minimum 10, maybe 12 minifigures instead of the 8 that's included in this set. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, what does the Lion Knight's castle look like in conjunction with the medieval town square? Well, after playing around for maybe like 20-30 minutes, I quickly realized that you can pretty much orientate all of these buildings in different ways to create literally endless layouts. It was a surprise, but a welcome one. I gotta say, this was a ton of fun orienting all of these buildings around the Lion Knight's castle in various ways. You can put 2 buildings on one side. You can kind of hide one behind the Lion Knight's castle. You can keep Lion Knight's castle closed. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you can make this look, and every single one of which looks fantastic. Clearly, LEGO spent a lot of time making sure that these buildings blended in with this perfectly. The biggest standout has to be that watchtower included on the town square. It perfectly matches the design of Lion Knight's castle. But what about the upcoming Mountain Fortress? Now, this is already sold out. It hasn't been made available yet. That won't be until July of 2024. So those of you who did get your hands on it, what does it look like with the town square? Well, as you can see, it all blends together super well. This is an awesome layout. So if you want to recreate this, hopefully you got your hands on that Mountain Fortress. It is also worth noting that we are looking at over $1,000 of LEGO Castle on one table. It's kind of insane to say in one word. Regardless, speaking on just the town square, it feels like a very good value, and I really like this set, more than I thought I would. The building experience, the playability, the very well-designed interior, all comes together so well.
So as much as I love this set, as good as it looks next to Lion Knight's castle, it isn't perfect. I think price per piece ratio, the value you're getting on this set is top tier. In fact, it's up there with, say, the Viking Village of last year in terms of great overall LEGO brick value. Now, in terms of just what you get, what you play with, what the experience is like with this set, it's not perfect. Mainly, I have to complain about this tree. It's just not good, especially when we have sets like Rivendell and the A-frame cabin, where you have LEGO making far more sophisticated tree builds. This one is just a little too simple for my personal taste. That is gonna be very opinionated. You might look at this and be like, yeah, that's a nice simple tree. It blends in well with the Lion Knight's castle. Doesn't need to be more complex than it is. But in my personal opinion, there could have been more done with this. I think this is just a little too on the lackluster side for me personally. The other gripe is there's 10 different spots to put minifigures within these two buildings, and yet we only get 8 figures. Now, if you count the animals, you have the goat, you have the squirrel, and you also have the little kitty cat, then it becomes 11 figures if you look at it that way. But in my personal opinion, we should have gotten at minimum 10 minifigures. We're only getting 8 here. I think 12 minifigures is also reasonable given the price that you're paying. And then when you also look at Lion Knights Castle, that's a $400 set with 22 minifigures. Even if you cut that set in half in terms of its price, then you have 11 minifigures for $200. And that's just not the case with this $230 set where you're getting only 8 figures. Is that goat alone worth that extra, bit in minifigure value? I don't know. I don't personally think so. Sure, it's awesome having the goat back, but that doesn't excuse the lack of minifigures for me personally. Now, are either of those deal breakers? Personally, I don't think so. You could build a better tree, you can add more minifigures. Granted, that costs more money, but with the full package here, with that 3,300 piece count, with that $230 price point, a fun building experience, something that looks really nice. It's actually very easy to fold up and tuck away if you don't have too much table space. This is a nice one if you just don't have that space. You need to compact the set down into a smaller shelving area. This will do it for you. I do have to admit, a lot of my opinion here is being driven by nostalgia. I had the medieval market village. Having this town square now really harkens back to those days in 2009. It's awesome having this set. It's a beautiful addition to the LEGO Castle collection now. I hope LEGO makes more sets in this line in the future. I'm sure they will. This is going to sell well. I highly recommend it. Link down in the description to lego.com where you can order it starting March 1st of 2024. With all that said, I do want to thank LEGO for sending this set over for review. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.